I was driving home from work late one night, tired and eager to get into bed. The road was deserted, and the only sound was the hum of my engine. I had been driving for about an hour when I saw something in the road ahead. It was a figure standing in the middle of the highway. I slowed down, thinking it was probably just a deer or something. But as I got closer, I realized that it was a person. A man. He was tall and thin, with long, dark hair. He was wearing a long black coat and jeans. I pulled over to the side of the road and rolled down my window. "Are you okay?" I asked. The man turned to look at me. He had pale skin and dark, sunken eyes. He looked like he hadn't slept in days. "I'm fine," he said. "But my car broke down a few miles back. I was wondering if you could give me a ride." I hesitated. I didn't want to pick up a stranger, but the man looked harmless enough. "Sure," I said. "Get in." The man got into the passenger seat and slammed the door shut. He didn't say a word. I started driving again. The man sat perfectly still, staring out the window. "So, where are you headed?" I asked. The man turned to look at me. His eyes were cold and empty. "I'm going home," he said. "Where's that?" I asked. The man smiled. It was a cold, cruel smile. "A place you know nothing about," he said. I started to feel uneasy. I wanted to tell the man to get out of my car, but I was afraid. "So, what do you do for a living?" I asked, trying to make conversation. The man turned to look at me again. His smile was gone. "I kill people," he said. I froze. I couldn't believe what I had just heard. "You're joking, right?" I said. The man shook his head. "I'm not joking," he said. "I'm a serial killer." I didn't know what to do. I was trapped in a car with a serial killer, and I knew that my life was in danger. I tried to stay calm. "Why are you telling me this?" I asked. "Because I'm going to kill you," the man said. He reached into his coat pocket and pulled out a knife. I screamed and tried to open the door, but it was locked. The man lunged at me with the knife. I ducked and the knife missed me by inches. I grabbed the steering wheel and turned it sharply. The car swerved off the road and into the woods. I hit a tree and the car came to a stop. I was dazed and confused, but I knew that I had to get out of the car. I unbuckled my seatbelt and opened the door. I stumbled out of the car and into the woods. I could hear the man coming after me. I could hear his footsteps crashing through the underbrush. I ran as fast as I could, but I knew that I couldn't outrun him. He caught up to me and grabbed me from behind. He held the knife to my throat. "I'm going to enjoy this," he whispered. I closed my eyes and waited for the end. But then I heard a noise. It was a gunshot. The man let go of me and fell to the ground. He was dead. I stood there for a moment, in shock. Then I turned around and saw a police officer standing there. "Are you okay?" the officer asked. I nodded. "I'm fine," I said. The officer helped me to my feet. "What happened here?" he asked. "He tried to kill me," I said. The officer looked down at the man's body. "He's the serial killer we've been looking for," he said. "You're lucky to be alive." I nodded. I knew that I was lucky. I had escaped a serial killer by the skin of my teeth. But I also knew that I would never forget the night that I met the hitchhiker.